Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Art Keller Field here on the campus of Carthage College for today's NCAA men's soccer game featuring the Thunder of Wheaton College and the Redmen of Carthage College. Today's College Conference of Illinois and Wisconsin championship game is scheduled for two 45-minute halves with the possibility of two golden goal overtime periods. If still tied, we will go to a penalty kick shootout. At this time, we would like to introduce the number 3 seeded Thunder of Wheaton College, who enter today's game with a record of 8-7-3 overall and 5-3-0 in the CCIW. Number 1, Andrew Beard. Number 2, Andrew Wade. Number 4, Reed Bartley. Number 10, Tyler Robbins. Number 12, Noah Gully. Number 13, Josh Green. Number 19, Ben Bakay. Number 21, Max Carey. Number 22, Will Woodfin. Number 23, David Clark. And number 27, Ayodele Angumbe. The Thunder are coached by Jack DeCoute. He is assisted by Kellen Cosgren, Ryan Seeger, and Brad Anthony. And now the Redmen from Carthage College, who enter today's game as the number 1 seed with a record of 17-3-0 overall and 8-0-0 in the CCIW. Number 1, Brian Arce Justiniano. Number 9, Adrian Herrera. Number 10, Zach Schofstall. Number 14, Jamie Townsend. Number 17, Austin Bitta. Number 18, Freddie Martinez. Number 20, Jeff Montemayor. Number 22, Giles Phillips. Number 23, Matt Rohel. Number 24, Ivan Esquivel. And number 25, Alberto Eloiza. The Redmen are coached by Steve Doman. He is assisted by Philippe Dominski, CJ Bachman, Sean Bachman, Jenna Haas, Adam Hughes, and Jordan Innes. Today's head official is Cesar Ibarra. His assistants are Sergio Alvarez, George Gowie, and Boris Vukovic. At this time, we ask that you please rise for the playing of our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleam?
I'll open it up and I'll kick it over to you for a couple of
stars through the perilous fight for the ramparts which we once so gathered.
The NCAA promotes good sportsmanship by student athletes, coaches, and spectators. We request your cooperation by supporting the participants and officials in a positive manner. The NCAA, CCIW, and Carthage College thank you for your cooperation.
Check, check.
Check.
Check, check. John? Check. All right, hello and welcome to Art Keller Field for tonight's 2016 CCIW Championship. This is an automatic qualifier into the NC2As. We've got a formidable matchup, one that we've seen many times in this championship contest, the Carthage College Redmen versus the Wheaton Thunder. I'm joined up here, this is Tim Burke, class of 99. I'm joined up here by Greg Pignataro, standout player on our 2012 team. And we're looking forward to a splendid game. This should be a will of two teams. Carthage pretty much assured a chance at the NC2As, with Wheaton probably needing a victory here to get that automatic bid to keep their season going. So Greg, given that, what do you think the keys to the game are? How does Carthage come out ahead?
Yeah, Tim, I think it's going to be an interesting situation for Carthage. They're enjoying being the favorites tonight, which is not a position they often find themselves in against Wheaton, who's traditionally been the most successful team in the conference. So I think the keys to the match for Carthage tonight is going to be finishing the chances that they have. They are, like I said, in a rare position where they're going to be expected to dominate possession against a team that's historically been very successful. So they need to be very patient, and they need to take their opportunities when they come, and they need to be aware of the counterattacks and need to be very sharp on defense when that happens. So how they deal with the threat of Wheaton on the counter and the position of having more possession in the match likely is going to be the key to victory today.
Great. Already as the game started out, we had a couple sort of failed balls in the back here. It's just something I think we need to make sure we shore up. We don't want any giveaways in the back. We don't want anything where Wheaton can pick something off easy. They've got a couple players up top in Carey and Clark that can certainly put the ball in the back of the net. Now, you had mentioned Carey might be nursing a little bit of a hamstring, so that could aid in the advantage to Carthage here in the back.
Yeah, we heard that Max Carey, who's been probably Wheaton's outstanding player this season so far, was actually not expected to play in the match against North Park, the semifinal, due to picking up, I believe it was a calf injury, I was told, in training a couple days before the match. But he did play, played well. I believe he had the third goal in their 3-1 win, so that'll be a big boost for Wheaton to have him on the field. But if Carthage can shut him down, Wheaton's opportunities offensively will be a little bit limited, so it'll be interesting to see how that progresses.
And we have some already some exciting play here as Carthage comes up the left side, crosses it, and no one's on the other end of it. One back at around the 20, and Carthage will get a dead ball in a pretty dangerous area, either to put one on net or to put one at the 6 and see if you can get some hard-charging guy like Giles Phillips to get a slip header on this one.
You think Betta's going to put this on goal, Tim, or you think he's going to serve this?
Having watched many a game this year, it could go either way. I think this is a territory where you typically shoot, but given Carthage's penchants for being able to slip that ball in and got some good size up front, I could see this ball being played just sort of right at the 6 and see if they can't get a little flick here. And here we go. Betta to take the kick. Serves it up pretty gently and can't clear the wall. So a play where Carthage should be able to do a little bit better. And then automatically Wheaton's back on a counter. So those are the things you want to avoid. You just send all your defenders, your big guys upfield, and you don't put a ball on net, and right away you're back under. So something that Carthage has got to worry about, I think, going forward.
Yeah, they'll be a little bit disappointed with that. I would expect Austin Betta to do much better than next time, given the season that he's had. I mean, he's got, I believe 12 goals and 13 assists, which is a fantastic return for a center midfielder. He's having quite the season so far. So he'll probably be disappointed with that and look to do a little bit better next time. And we have every confidence that he will. Yeah,
the 37 points Betta has this season is rivals that of only, I think, a couple players. Mike Doman, Steve's younger brother, who was an All-American, and then I think Bart Prepitznevitz, who also played in the late 90s. So something we haven't seen around these parts is just a true goal scorer and playmaker. in one guy.
Absolutely. I mean, Carthage has had some great goal scorers over the years. Mike Dabrowski comes to mind, getting double-digit goals every year, even since his freshman year. But to have somebody who's that dual threat to get double-digit goals and assists in the same season is pretty rare. So that's a big key to Carthage's success tonight is going to be the play of Austin Beda.
So we have a handball in a position where we talked before the game. Is these are the ones you don't want to give up. This is that attacking third. You don't want to commit fouls. Get Wheaton up there. Has a lot of size. This ball is going to be played in the box. It'll be a dangerous play for our goalie. But again, Wheaton sort of plays it off to the side, hoping for a redirect, and didn't quite get it. So I think both teams had a sort of a dangerous opportunity they let get away from them. So Carthage is in transition on the counter, and played away by Wheaton back up to Carthage's defensive end. It's going to be a test of wills. I think both teams are going to probably feel themselves out here early in the contest, not wanting to give anything cheap up. So you can already see Carthage is in sort of a defensive shell, sort of boxing carry out up top. And as well, that's what Wheaton seems to be doing to Bida. So I see it not being something where it's
a bit of a soft call there. I thought that was all shoulder to shoulder, but the referee has his discretion. So we'll see if he maintains a consistent approach to calling fouls like that all night. We'll have no problem. So he probably wants to set the tone early because he knows how heated this match can get. So we'll see how he does for the rest of the match.
Yeah, I haven't seen much from this the official all year, so I don't know where it's coming from. If he calls a tight game, if he lets the kids play, but we should get an early idea of that. So ball sent into the box around the 10-yard line, and Carthage heads it out for a Wheaton throw-in. So what do you think? What do you make? You just graduated 4 years ago. You've been in contests like this, so what's the feeling you're having in a game where it's winner takes all here?
So that's a very good question, and I think the more of the pressure is on Wheaton right now because, as you mentioned, Carthage is all but assured of an at-large bid, even if they should fail to win tonight. But there is no team that Carthage wants to beat more than Wheaton, given that Carthage's first victory over Wheaton didn't even come until 2007, I believe it was. But interestingly enough, they've won 2 of the last 3 matches, both in 2014 and this year in 2016. So very heated. It's been a little bit quiet so far. I can imagine once the first goal goes in, that'll change a little bit, or the first late tackle comes in, we'll see it get a little bit more heated. But I think you hit it on the head when you mentioned that both teams are going to be a little bit conservative to start the match because they don't want to give too much away early because this is a very, very emotional type of game.
So if you're a man of numbers, what you have here is a more dynamic offensive team for Carthage. Both teams give away about 1.4 goals per game. It's about 1.5 goals. And Carthage does about 2.7 goals for. So that's really been their advantage, whereas Wheaton's only at about 1.7. So the attack for Carthage should be their advantage. And both teams, seem to, from what I've seen, squander some goals that they could easily have prevented.
Yeah, I'd agree with you, and I think that's going to be an interesting dynamic as this game plays out because you see a team as offensively talented as Carthage. They get really tempted to fall into the trap of the old philosophy of famous Newcastle manager Kevin Keegan, who once said, well, fine, if they get 4 goals, we'll get 5. So the Carthage boys, they have a lot of self-belief that if they go behind 1-0, 2-0, 2-1, okay, we'll get that 3 and we'll beat you. But a team like Wheaton, who's very solid defensively, doesn't give a whole lot away. That could be a tough ask. So this first goal in this match is going to be extremely crucial.
I would agree. So we had an offsides. I like to see Carthage mix it up. They should be able to play a very versatile attack, given they have guys that can do a lot of different things. We have speed, we have possession. I'd like to see them mix up their transition game with also playing underneath as well. So not to take Herrera and those guys out of the game, but see if we can't get a ball over the top every once in a while, just to keep Wheaton honest.
I totally agree. This is probably one of the most balanced Carthage teams we've seen in years in terms of the many ways they can beat you. I know they're probably missing Johnny Rimkus right now, who's unfortunate to get the red card again in the semifinal against Illinois Wesleyan, because he offers such athleticism and pace and strength up top, which is a different dimension to like the the ball retention skills of Herrera, or the dribbling of Austin Bitta, or the hold-up play of Zach Schofstall. But like I said, they still have a lot of weapons to beat you. So we'll see which one is ultimately successful at this point tonight.
Yeah, already it seems like Wheaton's had a little bit of the better play on sort of the balls getting knocked around on the in the middle of the field. I'd like to see Carthage change it up. I think that's been a real advantage for them for most of the season. I'd hate to see them sort of get caught playing long ball or get caught not really checking back to the ball. So already I think Wheaton's had sort of playing like a three-man wheel in the middle, if you will, and always having a guy open here. So we're going to have to watch out for that.
Yeah, adjustments are definitely going to be key in this game. So like you said, I would agree that Wheaton's had the better of the early possession and chances so far. But we're only 10 minutes into the match, so we'll see how that evolves from here.
Yeah, this is where Carthage should be able to do something better out of the back here than playing a long ball. So I saw no players check, and now we're just sort of working the ball up. We need to vary up. So I think, again, when you said it's only 10 minutes in, but a lot of things happen in that first 10 minutes that give you sort of either your legs or what you feel you can do throughout the match. So where are you going to find your advantages? So again, Bitta goes on the left side. I like that he's going to challenge the defense. I like running at the defense and making them be on their heels. So I think that's something where Carthage has to continue to do that. But then again, flood guys into the middle. They've got to be able to run. They've got to put that pressure on Wheaton's back line here, because Wheaton will give up goals. And here's a giveaway. Carthage in the attacking third right now with numbers. And first shot over net. But again, like that, Carthage has them on their heels. Win that ball in the middle. Every ball is critical, winning the ball between the 35s here. So a lot of times we think that it's all the balls won in the attacking third or your defensive third. Everything usually starts in that middle of the field.
Yeah, and you see the short pass out of the back here to Gully from the keeper, and Steve Doman won't be happy about that because, as you saw right there, he can kick it about 80 yards, and you don't want to give them a free ball upfield. But now Carthage winning possession back. We'll see what they can do here. Oh,
great threaded ball there. Would have been nice if it was on Bitta's left touch. It just caught him, I think, in between there, because he had a definite step on the defender. Would have been nice to see him one-on-one with the goalie on that one.
Indeed, it would have. So both teams resorting to long balls a little bit at the moment, which is two teams that traditionally like to play a little bit more possession-oriented style. So we'll see. Maybe it's early nerves, but hopefully we'll see them adapt as the game goes on to get a little bit better of a spectacle. But like you said, it's early. We'll see how they adjust.
You can see here, Wheaton immediately, when losing the ball, is putting guys back. The only guy playing up top is Carey. He's not really putting any pressure on the Carthage back line. They're willing to send all the players back, so as not to give up anything cheap here, I think. So I think they're going to play a little tentative to start the game, and we'll see if the game opens up here, like you said, after the first goal or after the first sort of big shot that sort of wakes the crowd and wakes the players up.
Agreed.
Throwing to Carthage back in their own box and played up. Those are the giveaways we need to avoid. So if anything, give it away on the other side of midfield. Don't want Wheaton coming down immediately and putting pressure on our own back line. And second whistle of the game against Wheaton College. Carthage have a dead ball around the 45. And Phillips is going to play it short out to the wing. Ball played in, good possession. Oh, sort of a miss trap here. And Carthage wins the ball right back.
Great tackle from Herrera. It looks like he was nursing a little bit of an injury on that. They certainly need him to shake that off because he's one of their most important players. It's his ability to retain the ball under pressure and in tight situations to pass out of it. He's absolutely an extremely key player for them. So hopefully he can shake off that little knock. Yeah, with your earlier point, someone else is going to have to pick up that slack that Rimkus is leaving on the being not able to play in this today's match. So we're going to need someone else to sort of pick up that slack, use their athleticism and speed, and be sort of that counter to Bitta's game here. Agreed. And the nice thing is that with Schofstall being such a good hold-up player, that's kind of the natural it's kind of the natural type of forward that Carthage wants for the style that they play, which is more possession-oriented. So you can get it in high to the forward so that you're confident that he's not going to lose the ball. It makes you very dangerous when he can retain possession.
And Carthage with the first real effort of the match here. It looks like ball was either played off the crossbar, the goalie might have got a hand on it, ricocheted back out. Carthage went for another cross, and it was played out for a first corner. So who typically takes the corners here for Carthage? It's been usually about 2 players. Who do you see taking this one?
So on the left side is going to be Townsend, and Carthage is so dangerous on these set pieces because you watch, he whips this ball in with so much pace, right at an extremely difficult height for the goalkeepers. Oh,
wow,
just
and a volley. That ball was on it's almost a setter. Wow, just wide of the upper 90 on the left side of the keeper. So ball ricocheted out. Beautiful ball by Townsend. Put it right there where the goalie can't really make the play. And again, Carthage with 2 opportunities on that last possession.
Yeah, and you mentioned, so with Townsend, that's one of the things that you've seen. He's really put in the hard work since his freshman year on making sure that he delivers quality set pieces, because he has such a strong left foot, such an athletic kid, but he's really put in the time and the reps after practice to make sure that his dead ball delivery is perfect, because it can be such a weapon at this level. And they've had a lot of success so far this season off his throw-ins, his corner kicks, so that could be a key area of success for Carthage in this match.
And his throw-ins may even be a bigger weapon than those corner kicks. I mean, some of those balls I've seen him put in one game he had 2 assists on throw-ins. I mean, that's pretty unheard of.
Absolutely, he can whip it in with such a flat delivery with pace, almost no arc, just whipping it towards the back post, and then you have people like Rimkus, who's not in this match unfortunately, but Giles Phillips, who get up and can redirect that header on frame. It's very, very dangerous. So Wheaton will want to be wary of that as the match continues.
So Carthage back to playing a little more of a possession game. Carthage seems to have been felt this game out a little better and starting to get a little bit of a run of play here. So for those Redmond fans, it looks like they've settled down and are starting to see the field open up, make some runs, some unselfish runs to free up teammates. So that's a great sign for the offense coming to life here.
Absolutely.
Ball played back to Phillips. Again, having that possession. Let's Carthage sort of regain their feet, sort of see the field, find out where those angles are, and again, free up that middle, start taking that ball to the middle, and make Wheaton make commitments on the defensive end.
So yeah, they're settling into a pattern. Oh, bad giveaway there, but they're settling into a little more pattern of how we expected the game to play out, with Carthage maintaining possession and then Wheaton looking to counter. But as we said, Wheaton is very dangerous when they win back possession. They have a lot of really good athletes, a lot of quick players who can be very dangerous. Great tackle by Townsend there to win it back.
Yeah, it's a great call out there. That was a terrific tackle. If you don't get it, the guy's going down and you could be on the sideline with a red card. You win it, it looks great. And not an area where you want to give up a free kick. So
right.
it's
high
one
risk,
of those.
high reward, right?
Yeah. You want to see some more of those on the other side of midfield, though, if you will.
Don't need to give Steve Doman any more gray hairs on the sideline there.
But that's really the danger. I mean, you're sort of in an innocuous situation, and all of a sudden you give up a free kick, and you see a player of yours either put on a yellow or put on a red because you let something sort of cheap in. So keeping the ball out of your defensive third is hugely important to the outcome of most matches. And Wheaton's goalie about a yard out of the box when he punted that. But nonetheless, that
Rarely
ball went a
called.
good 80 yards probably. That's a pretty massive punt. So certainly something we'll have to keep an eye out for is Wheaton sort of playing that transition if they win a ball cheaply in the back and rush it up right away to carry. Carthage back with the ball and followed about the 40. So another dangerous situation where you get Giles Phillips, 6'2" frame up front to try to get a little slip on this ball, play it back for a potential volley. So very dangerous possibility here for Carthage.
And I'm sure Wheaton's coach will have talked to them about not giving away too many fouls in positions like this because, as we've said, Carthage very dangerous on set pieces. So if you're Wheaton, you're going to want to limit their opportunities from chances like these.
So ball sent in, and Wheaton wins it pretty easily. So no one really there in the spot the ball was played from Carthage. No one probably within 5 yards of where that ball was played. So
yeah, and when you have the 6'5" frame of Noah Gully in the back there, he's going to mop up most things that get left short. So they're going to want to do better with those chances if they hope to get a goal off a set piece tonight.
Carthage wins ball out of the back, Bitta with the ball, and takes a shot from about 35
Bit
yards
ambitious.
out. Yeah, maybe a little aggressive there. But again, keep the keeper honest. You never know what can happen. You got the hockey philosophy there. Just put shots on net and hope for rebounds potentially. So
Absolutely.
as you said, a little ambitious there. Probably a good spot to have possession at the 35 with no one really crowding Bid. I'd like to see him do something a little cheekier there than put that ball on net.
Now, if you look here, Schofstall cut off the short pass to Gully so that the goalkeeper was forced to send it long himself. Although it worked out in Wheaton's favor, they still have possession. But it's going to be good that Carthage is learning and adjusting to not give away those short, easy goal kicks.
Wow, so good play by Wheaton, but one back by Carthage, and Carthage in a little bit of a transition here. Ball played low and probably needed to come up over the top if it had any chance of getting on the other end there. Yeah, so Schofstall making a run behind the defense, and the ball was played on the ground. And as you said, the Wheaton sweeper is fairly large, covers a lot of ground. So you're really going to have to be dynamic with those passes, get him going one way, and maybe cut the ball the other direction. Wheaton with a free kick over by the corner flag, and Carthage wins the initial ball. Carthage moving back upfield, and the ball sent back long. Little game of ping pong here. And finally won by Carthage. Played out wide to the left corner flag. No one coming to support. Here comes Townsend to now support. Opportunity to send that ball in. Townsend with a great move around Wheaton. And he's attacking, got it on the left peg, sends one in. Again, couldn't elevate that ball. Give him a dangerous chance to put that ball on the 6 right there. But again, Carthage second real time upfield, giving some presence, having some opportunity.
Yeah, some desperate defending from Wheaton there, but ended up working out. Now they'll take a throw in the edge of their own defensive third.
That's great. Did you see how Townsend, again, ran right at the defense, gets them backing up, and he was still able to get around the outside and cross that ball in. Again, the cross needed to have a little more pace and probably get elevated to have a chance for anyone to get on the other end of it. All right, I think we had a little problem with Greg's mic here, so we'll get that fixed here. So Wheaton with the dead ball at around the 50-yard line. Play it back, and Wheaton in possession of the ball right now. Play it long. So we've got a handball. Apologize for the technical difficulties here. Bitter with the ball again on the outside. Around midfield, and Carthage back in possession. Townsend with the ball, looking long to switch fields. Sends it wide to the other side of the field, gets Wheaton moving left to right. And ball back in possession to Carthage. One out by Wheaton, but right back to Townsend. So again, Carthage maintaining possession for a little over a minute of game time here. So again, making Wheaton work on defense, having chances to make runs, see openings, get the ball again on the outside of Townsend where he's got one-on-one chances. Cross goes in. Again, unable to elevate here. So opportunity to get this ball up and across. And just right now, Carthage having a little trouble getting that ball into the box, into a dangerous area. But Townsend's got the ball. Most people say they want the ball on their feet. With Townsend, whether it's in his hands or at his feet, has a huge opportunity to get this ball inside the 6-yard box here. And a big throw sent in. and played out. Looks like a corner kick for Carthage. So Wheaton wins the ball. 2 guys on Giles Phillips. However, they headed out across the end line, and Carthage will have another corner kick here. I think they're 3rd of the game. We'll see if they can do a little better here, getting the ball elevated and really giving their team a chance to stick one in. Ball sent to the far post. Ball a little deep. Ball put back in from the other side. Out on top. Headed in. Ball went out by Wheaton, but right back to Towson, who plays it wide. Switching fields. And right back, Carthage gets back into shape. And Giles Phillips has the ball on his own 40. He's looking long, but plays it short, plays it back. Carthage keeping possession of the ball. If you're in possession of the ball, it's hard to give up goals. So I think Coach Doman's had a talk with the boys before the game to play a possession style, get themselves upfield, but not to be overly risky sending too many guys forward, which they should need. Again, given Carthage's prowess with 2.7 goals per game, pretty high count. Should be able to do it and attack with 5-6 guys. So there you see Carthage with a play running upfield and a nice little layoff attempt, but Wheaton's able to get on the other end of it. Ball sent wide for Phillips. Carthage saves the ball, but goes right to a Wheaton player, and Wheaton has its first real opportunity in just behind their rushing offensive forward here. Glad he didn't get a chance to get on the other end of that.
Yeah, it was a little bit of a dangerous opportunity for Wheaton, but it looks like Carthage dealt with the threat.
So what it is, we talked about the keys of the game. Don't give up anything cheap in the back. We had a ball played and missed his teammate from Phillips. The ball saved on the touchline rather than letting it go out of bounds. We save it, and Wheaton all of a sudden has a rush upfield with a 3-on-3 opportunity. So those are the things you just got to clean up if you're going to advance past this game and into the NC2As. So the competition only gets better from here. So this is a great tester for what's to come.
It certainly is. Certainly is.
So Wheaton has the ball back. Keeper is again a good yard out of the box. So. Not that it's going to have a real impact, but just something that you wonder why the ref or the linesman can't just give them the warning and just say, hey, you might want to stay within your goal box.
You should tell Coach Doman to talk to the ref about that at halftime.
Yeah, we'll have to send our on-field reporter over to let him know. Or just
we've got the bird's eye view here. It's good, give us some good intel.
And Wheaton with the throw-in again, right around Carthage is 25. Ball whipped in. Should be a fairly easy play for Arcia, and he makes it. And again, Carthage back into possession, working the ball around the back. Phillips has a chance to sort of drive at the defense here. Like to see him play at a little pace going upfield. Again, they've had some the better run of play as they've worked the ball upfield. Like to see him put a little bit more aggression in that attack here. Ball played back out to Towson around the 30. See if he'll whip one in. He's had some great one-on-one skill here so far in the game. Looks like Towson's down, and Carthage with another ambitious shot from about 40 out, but might have been just to give Towson a little breather. It looks like he took one on the foot or the shin.
And they'll be hoping that that he recovers. It looks like he's shaking it off, jogging back just fine.
Yeah, we can't afford to lose another sort of star player for the team. So one of the guys that's a real threat to serve the ball in from a number of different areas on the field. And ball's going to be played out around midfield for another Wheaton throw-in. So we haven't really seen Wheaton go to a sort of possession-style game. They're really playing the ball up and trying to get sort of 1-2s up front, but nothing really dangerous. Sort of old-style Wheaton where they really possess the ball for a better better than 2/3 of the game typically is what you're accustomed to seeing Wheaton do. So this team maybe not out of the same cloth as other teams, other vintage Wheaton teams, but different style can still have the same impacts.
Very true, and they were gutted by graduation in their class of 2015. That was an extremely talented class who had dominated the CCIW really for the last 3-4 years, and that's why it's so exciting to see a match between these two teams, because they're the ones who have had all of the success in conference in the last really 5-6 years. You had Carthage winning the double of the regular season and conference tournament in 2011, then Wheaton doing the same thing in 2012, 13, and 14, then 2015, Wheaton winning the conference regular season and Carthage winning the 2015 CCIW tournament. So this is really the premier matchup of the conference over the last 5-6 years. But as you mentioned, it's a little bit of a rebuilding year for Wheaton, but they're still extremely dangerous.
Yeah, they play a certain style of play that throughout the course of time, since my first years here in 96, 97, pretty much all the teams played the same system, and it was hard to beat them. You knew what was coming, yet the style of play, along with the players they had, led to a lot of victories in the last 20 years. So
you were part of that fabled 96 team, huh?
I was. I think only to be rivaled and actually bested by this team. I think we were 16-4 or 16-3-1. So this is pretty historic for Carthage. 17-3, 10-game win streak. Never seen that here. Really impressive. So during that streak, I think Carthage has been better than over 2-1 goals for goal versus goals against. The one thing hanging on Carthage in that 10-game win streak, they've given up 2 goals twice and 3 goals one time. So ball swung in by Wheaton, and looks like it's going to be a foul as Carthage player can't get a number there, but was taken down sort of chest to chest there, or shoulder to rib cage, however you want to view that. So ref giving a little bit of a warning to Wheaton player. Didn't look like anything vicious. Just the play where 2 guys going for the ball and the Carthage player got there first.
Yeah, I don't think there was any malicious intent there, but the referee's got to call it anyway. And the ball goes straight back to Rohel, and he looks like he's up on his feet and fine. Casual outside of the foot pass says that he is going to be okay.
Looks like Wheaton is changing things up here, sending another 2 players forward when Carthage is playing the ball in the back, just to see if they can't get Carthage to make a real simple mistake, and then Wheaton will goes right back into getting behind the ball. Looks like it's going to be a yellow card for Carthage player, who
looks like
totally
Schofstall.
unnecessary on that for Schofstall to come in feet sliding. Not in a dangerous situation, just not worth getting a card for a play like that. So very dangerous, a little sloppy, a little clunky, if you will.
Yeah, and he's promptly subbed off as Steve Doman traditionally likes to do, to give the yellow carded player a chance to cool off and get his head so he doesn't do anything he'll regret later. So you see Sar Mahoney coming on, and he's arguably the fastest player in all of the CCIW, so we'll see how that changes the dynamic a little bit. You get away from Zach Schofstall's hold-up play to the pure speed and finishing ability of Sar Mahoney. So that'll be interesting to see how Carthage adjusts their play now that he's on the field.
Sar is a very dangerous weapon. Looks like he's going to come in for the last 15 minutes here. The size and speed combination is something to really watch in this game. He can get behind a defense pretty quickly. One thing is, if he can get that first touch, he's usually shot out of a cannon. But it all boils down to him sort of being able to settle that ball down and then use his athleticism to have chances at goal.
Absolutely, and he's scored some very crucial goals for Carthage so far this year, so he's a great weapon to bring off the bench when the defense is a little bit tired, maybe a little bit not so sharp.
Another big throw, set in, slipped in, and Wheaton going to play that ball back out. Another chance where you see Towson throwing the ball in, Phillips slipping it, and no one really there on the other end of it. So Phillips didn't get as much on as he'd probably like, but he's being guarded by 2 players, so you can understand that. So another throw from Towson. This one much shorter than the last, but he'll get a third chance.
Yeah, he will.
From pretty much the same spot. So let's see if we can't get a guy to recognize. Okay, we're going to play the ball back.
Clever play from Herrera there. Plays it deep.
And played on net. Pretty easy ball that was always going to be easy for the goalie. Just a matter if someone could get a touch running in front of it. But not a bad idea, especially with Towson out of shape in the back, to not lose it and just give the ball away.
Out of shape as in out of position, I'm sure you mean. He can run all day.
Yes, yes. However, that second throw that didn't make it that far let me know that we might have got a little tired on the arms there. So.
Well, yeah, it's got to be, exhausting to repeatedly send those as long as you can. Oh, great
Here's
ball.
a chance for Carthage.
Oh, what a save from
What a
here.
save by the goalie. So that was the first real opportunity of the game. Ball put right on net. A beautiful ball play forward. Bitter with a clever touch. Gets it on his favorited right foot. Looked like he was thinking about going high, but went far side, and the goalie made a great sort of save, shielding out to the for another throw in for Carthage. And here comes Towson for another big throw. Ball sent in, won by Phillips initially, played out by Wheaton, kept in by Carthage, played across, handball. There's a handball. This ball is going to. Oh, look. And the referee this time is going to call it. Looked like there was a handball by Wheaton inadvertent, but it was played outside the body.
Because it looks like that was a pretty clear handball by, I think it was Gully. And it almost looked like the referee pointed to the spot for a second, so I'm not sure what he was signaling there.
It did look that way. It looked like he looked out at the linesman. I thought he was calling it. Carthage wins the ball, and now we're going to have one just outside the box. So interesting how this works. So I'll tell you, in my day playing at Wheaton, there'd certainly have been a penalty shot, and this one outside the box would have been awarded a penalty shot. So things have definitely changed in the last 20 years here. So not taking anything away from Wheaton at all, but interesting how things have changed.
It looks like they might have gotten away with one there, but that's part of the game, and I think the referee probably saw there might have been minimal intent on the handball, but you have to ask whether it gave the Wheaton player an advantage. So we'll see, because this is still a very dangerous free kick, but from this distance, the challenge you find is you're almost too close to the goal to get it up and over the wall, and then down to get back on net. But if anybody can do it, I'm sure Austin Bitta can.
This is your chance to pound one in. You're trying to go right where the goalie is. Bitta, and he puts it in. It's brilliant. Curls one around the ball. The ball is curled in. That's justice, folks.
Justice is done.
That is a brilliant goal for the
Carthage goal number 17, Austin Bitta.
the CCIW. So very impressive start for Carthage. Let's see what this does to Wheaton's play, knowing they have to win here to advance.
Fantastic finish, and that brings Bitta to 13 goals and 13 assists on the season, so he'll have a pretty strong resume for an All-American bid as well.
Yes, the further Carthage goes here, the better the opportunity, the more recognition you get as a team, and then those individual accolades. So I know no one cares about any of that right now, but those are the rewards everybody on the team loves to see their fellow teammate get, because they all feel very proud of that.
We see the replay now.
Here's the replay.
Goalkeeper cheating towards the right side of the net.
And Bitta just goes right over the wall. That is a very clever, very deft finish. Pure brilliance, actually. To be able to get that ball within a 18-yard area, over the wall and into the corner, to make sure it just clipped over the wall. And, potentially if Wheaton had anyone 2 inches taller, that ball doesn't clear the wall. So impressive. Carthage going back down the field. Ball on the outside, served in. Served back wide to the other side. Cuts in. And Wheaton wins the ball on a dangerous tackle for Wheaton. Doesn't want to give up another ball on their 18, but definitely a clean play and played out. So we have a player down. Looks like he's fine. Maybe caught one off the nose or face, and it startled him initially. So
yeah, it looks like Gunbiade. Hopefully he's going to shake that off. You never want to see a player injure themselves on a play like that, so hopefully he'll be able to shake it off and keep going.
Carthage dart in, putting players at their heels, making 2 Wheaton players converge, and you never know what can happen.
And the good sportsmanship from Towson there to give it back to Beard, give it back to the Wheaton goalkeeper. Always like to see that.
So you can already see with Mahoney in the game just sort of the ability to use that athleticism. So chances for Carthage already sort of getting back up into the attack here. Again, can't be giving the ball away. Like to see them get it back on under wraps here. Be able to work that ball around and make Wheaton continue to play defense. So Phillips slows the play down, gets it out wide. Very clever play. So no worse for wear. Carthage would have possession either way. I'd actually rather have taken the ball, played into the middle, and my player heading upfield with about 20 yards of open space. But Either way, the ref
Yeah.
got the call, right?
That was late. He might have been lucky to escape without a yellow card there, but those happen.
So we've got to start recognizing as soon as we have our back to goal around midfield, Wheaton's sending 1-2 players very hard at our mids. We can't be giving the ball away because one of those times it's going to turn into a bad situation. Again, Mahoney causing a turnover, and Carthage heading back upfield, out on the right side, and ball out for a Wheaton corner. So Freddie Martinez is going to be key to this game. If he can start getting his touch and really feeling out that first touch, we have opportunities to get back upfield because Wheaton's then a little bit out of shape. So if he can get some balls where he starts turning it a little quicker and he can beat his initial man, we're going to be countering on 4-on-3s. And even if they're the same numbers, you'd much rather be going forward than on your heels as a defender in those situations.
Absolutely. Clever use of the body there by Bitta.
Absolutely. I've seen Greg Pignataro do that a few times in his heyday. I've also seen him get a number of yellow cards for very similar plays deeper in his own zone.
Well, I'm not sure that. We'll have to check the archives on that one.
I think I did before the game, and the archives say class leader in yellows. Another shot by Carthage. Never going to be on net. Going wide, and it'll be a Wheaton goal kick. So what do you think? I mean, you've seen now almost 35 minutes of full action, or 37 minutes of full action. Give me your take.
Well, I think it's been a very cagey match so far. Neither team, especially before that goal, wanted to commit too many players forward, kind of daring the other team to make the first mistake. So there have not been too many clear-cut chances until that goal. So that's probably what this game needed to open it up a little bit from an entertainment standpoint for the spectators at least. Because you saw like right away after the goal, Carthage gets forward quickly. They kind of had their tails up a little bit trying to get a second one. And it's going to force Wheaton to come out of their shell a little bit. Because as you mentioned, they do need to win to get that automatic bid to the NCAA tournament. Their resume is not quite good enough to get an at-large bid this year. So,
once again, you wonder with Wheaton winning 5 in a row, playing the schedule they always play, if they're going to be seen as being one of those heritage teams that's always in the tournament, always winning conference championships, either the tournament or the regular season title. Just knowing what they could do against anyone in the country. Mm-hmm. You wonder if they're, I think 8-7 is good enough. It doesn't look like on paper, but the committee would look favorable at Wheaton any time against another at-large, knowing they schedule very tough throughout the year.
Agreed, and they do have, so the biggest thing that they have going for them at the moment is their strength of schedule, which is, I think, 601 last I looked, which...
that was that play we're talking about. We fall down, give Wheaton an open shot, and... struck really well, just got over it, or just got underneath it, skied it over the net. I'm not sure if that went through the uprights or not, but well over the net. But again, dangerous chance. Wheaton not sending a lot of guys forward. You wonder when they're going to change play, if they're gonna wait and do halftime adjustments. I really thought, given they have to win more so than Carthage does, you would see them come out of their shell immediately and try something. Maybe Carthage wasn't expecting from the get-go, but again, they've kept this sort of as expected. This is those calls where you don't want to be giving up these balls inside your 30. So now Carthage on their heels. Arcia is going to have to, Justiano is going to have to make a play if he has a chance to win the ball, because Carthage or Wheaton's going to send their biggest bodies forward and try to get on the other end of this.
And Giles Phillips is a little bit upset about this being called a foul, and rightfully so, because he did go straight up, only challenging for the ball. But I will say, in the referee's defense, in 2 other instances so far this game, a player who did go straight up and then appeared to go over the back of another player, even winning the ball, was called a foul. So at the very least, all that you can ask from the referee is that he or she is consistent. So far he's been doing a good job with that.
Ball wow. Looks like he was trying to catch Justiano cheating off his line, because that ball should have probably been served between the dead ball spot and the 6, given Wheaton's prowess and their height advantage here from their back line coming forward. So Coach DeClute probably not real pleased with the choice there on that service.
Yeah, and Ben Baki's been one of Wheaton's best players over the past couple of years. He's a very talented defensive mid. Looks like they have him playing outside back right now, but I'd imagine his teammates probably not too happy with that choice either, given the height of Gully and some of the other players they have back there. That was a bit of a wasted opportunity.
So we see Wheaton's got a little bit in the last maybe 2.5 minutes has sort of got their legs under them, starting to get forward a little bit more. So Carthage is going to have to stem that tide here, push that ball back upfield. Look at Star Mahoney make about a 50-yard run, dead run,
Wins the ball back.
create a turnover, and take a shot deflected, saved by the Wheaton goalie. But that's one guy taking on 3, winning the ball and getting a shot off.
And that's what he can do. You saw him outrun 2 Wheaton defenders to put that pressure on, force the turnover, and get the shot off. So that's why he's on the field. That's absolutely fantastic.
He's definitely got fresh legs, but I'm pretty sure if he was playing 90, he could probably do that at any given moment. He's just got that ability. Carthage coming upfield, darting upfield. Oh, there's that first touch that we were talking about. If Mahoney gets that down, he's got another opportunity getting that net. Very well played. Was that Garcia coming upfield? Or was that Martinez? Was that Martinez? Martinez with a very clever, won the ball at the 50, drove 20 yards up the field, pushing Wheaton back, and laid it off, maybe with a little extra pepper on it for Mahoney to get a good touch.
Yeah, certainly not an easy ball to control, but great win of the ball by Towson down there, and Carthage gets a free kick out of it. So back to what I was saying earlier about Wheaton's resume for an at-large bid. They do have one of the toughest schedules in the country. So for those who aren't as maybe well-versed in what the NCAA looks at when determining an at-large bid, they look at your overall record, your strength of schedule, which calculates how many games have your opponents won, and then how many games have your opponents won. So a little bit complicated there. And also your record against teams that are regionally ranked. So Wheaton's strength of schedule is 600, which is fantastic. For anything above 550 is considered very good, and anything above 600 is considered exceptional. So they do have a very, very strong strength of schedule. However, their overall record of right now 8-7-3, and if they lost tonight, they would be 8-8-3 with a winning percentage of 500 themselves. That's never going to get you into the tournament, unfortunately, right, even with their proud tradition and history. So they do need to win tonight to be able to get that bid.
So where do you see them sort of change up this play? They haven't really changed their style yet in the match. Do you think they wait? Do you think they still feel it out? Because they're rewarding Carthage possession. I would say it's not been overwhelming, but it looks like about a 60-40 right now.
I'd agree.
And the better possession, I think, I would weight it even better than that, maybe 70-30. Now, things are going to have to change if Wheaton's going to get a goal here, because they're not throwing a lot of guys forward. They're not really winning the ball and being able to work it around the middle, which has always been their advantage. So it's going to be interesting to see where Wheaton gets this goal from and how they create this opportunity.
I agree, because right now you see they have Max Carey playing the lone forward, and you have Drew Shea, their outside right mid, who's playing extremely high. That's a bad giveaway by Carthage there.
And here's this opportunity, but Phillips looks like he's closing down quick. Brilliant play by Phillips. I'd like to see that ball just played out. No sense. There's really no sense making that second touch there. Just play the ball out. You're in harm's way.
Yep.
They're pressing you with 6 guys upfield.
Don't try to be too clever.
Yeah, don't try to be too clever in the back. Let your forwards do that on the other side of the field. But again, there's opportunity. It looks like Agun Biondi is their guy that's sort of making those opportunities and really the creator so far for the Wheaton side.
Yeah, the unfortunate thing for him is that he doesn't have too many targets to play up front. They have some of the outside mids who are pressing very high, but for the most part, it looks like Carey's up there on his own. So I'd imagine as the match goes on, they will probably add a second or even a third forward to try to create some more opportunities. The danger with that, though, is that Carthage is so good at retaining possession in the midfield that you could give up a lot of opportunities on the counter. But at some point, that's a risk that they're going to have to take if they want to try to tie up this match and ultimately go on and win it, or take it to overtime or penalties or anything like that. But so far, I would imagine they're not going to panic if they go into halftime down 1-0. So we'll see how they come out and change in the second half.
Given they only score 1-7 a game, though, they've already lost a half potentially of getting that one. So getting 2, 1 to tie,
1 minute remaining
into OT is all you really need right now. But in order to win the game, you're going to need that second goal or try to work it all the way to penalties. So, I think by not really changing their style here yet in the game, they've given themselves 45 minutes rather than the full 90 to get those goals.
Yep, and it's certainly a risk because not too many teams have held Carthage to only a single goal this season. I think even in their losses, they scored in every single game. So certainly a high-powered offense.
Here's another big chance. Townsend, see if Carthage could get one more goal here going into the half. So headed out, I think won by Gully, sent right back out by midfield. Carthage's sole purpose right now should be to not give up a goal. So keep that ball down in Wheaton's end. Don't let them out. And we're under 10 seconds. So again, Carthage was an opportunity here. Can we get a shot off?
Oh, he's got to shoot. He's got to shoot. He didn't know how much time he had.
And ball sent wide. Didn't know how much time he had. Clock right up in front of him, but I'm sure looking down at the ball to see what to do next. So, well, we're at the half here. We've got 15 minutes for those in the audience. We've got a really good crowd here at Art Keller Field. See a couple of a lot of former Carthage players. See somewhat good contingent from Wheaton as well. Always good to see everyone come out and support two really good teams in a game that really matters.
Absolutely. So we'll take our intermission here, and we'll be back with you for the second half.
So now what coming out of half, 45 minutes, Wheaton season over more than likely if they can't get at least one goal and work this into OT or 2 goals to take an outright win. What does Coach Jake DeClute tell him at halftime, and how does he change everything up here? And right away we see a yellow card, so Wheaton coming out with some angst here. So what do you think he said at halftime?
So I think he told them not to panic because at 1-0 down, and so you see some stats on screen now, we have 3 shots for Wheaton, none on goal, 8 shots for Carthage, and 4 on goal. So obviously offense is where they're going to need to make the changes. They did a pretty good job of repelling Carthage's attacks in the first half. If you concede your only goal from a free kick like that, you can somewhat live with it. You obviously don't want your defender to be giving away chances like that, but defensively, from an organization standpoint, they've looked pretty solid. But what they're going to need to do is commit more bodies going forward. Max Carey was often too isolated as the lone forward, so they're going to need to change that in the second half. And I think as it wears on, if it stays 1-0, you'll start to see them commit more bodies forward and get a little bit more desperate in their attacks. Yeah,
they're playing real low right now. Carey's all the way on his own 35 here with Wheaton out of possession. So Wheaton with the throw-in their own end right now. So, yeah, a lot of what you said, Greg, is what I got to feel Coach DeClute saying. And Coach Doman probably knows there's a change that's going to take place, and he's got to tell his mates. With the shot on net, just wide of the goal. What a shot on a volley from about 25 yards out. Brilliant shot, I think, by Martinez. Looked like, was that Aloyza or was that Martinez? Not sure who won that ball, and then quickly hit sort of a half volley just wide of frame.
I think that might have been Juan Marbon. It looked like number 19. We can't really see from up here, so you'll have to forgive us. We're a little bit high up. But no, great shot, and if that had gone in, that would have been a different game entirely.
So what do you make here of Star Mahoney starting, getting a nod here to start the first half? Just noticed that. Mahoney not coming off the bench in the second half. You think Steve saw something in his play that rewarded him?
I think Coach Doman would have liked how much his pressuring the back line led to chances created for Carthage, and just his energy. You see there, even like pressing seemed to unsettle the Wheaton back line.
Wow.
Sloppy pass.
Here's a chance for
Bidda.
Bidda.
Over the top. So I think, but also, as you know, in the second half, the rules are a little bit different than they are in the first, whereas if you are subbed off, you can come back on one time in the second half. So I think he's probably going to let Sar run pretty hard in the first 15 minutes, get Schofstall on, see how he does, and then make a decision for who he wants to go with for the remainder of the match.
And I see coming right out of the gates here, Carthage not slowing down the attack, running 6 guys forward. So definitely not playing in any type of shell. Sending guys forward if they see the opportunities. Love that long ball, giving Bidda a one-on-one. Looks like he's got the speed advantage. Wheaton's defense was able to make the play there, but one of those could go the other way, and Carthage get very fortunate.
Yeah, you know, it's imperative that Carthage not let Wheaton have a fast start and get any momentum to begin this second half. So I love the way that they're running at their defenders, attacking Wheaton. That's exactly what they need to do if they want to maintain their foothold in this match.
Looks like Adrian Herrera wins the ball, takes it forward, and we're going to have a handball. Very dangerous opportunity. Love to see Carthage work their way to the net here. Phillips get on the back end of this, or anyone in particular. 3 minutes into the second half here to go up 2-0 would really be a nice injection into the confidence of Carthage for the rest of the 40 minutes here.
Absolutely. So we'll see what Bidda does here, because in the first half he let his only free kick of, well, you know, he had 2 free kicks in the first half. One that he served in, left a little short. Second was a brilliant goal in there. That's much more of the serve that you're looking for. But again, Gully mopping up.
Yeah, Gully definitely just anchoring that back line there. It doesn't look like he's going to allow any ball to be headed in or won by Carthage. He's got the not only the height but also the size and just the physicality to you know, sort of win those head balls. I did like that service though. It was put in a very dangerous spot where the goalie couldn't come out, and really made Gully make the play here. So a few more opportunities like that, and could see Carthage up 2-0 very easily.
And, you know, that was one of Coach DeClude's big moves this season, is moving Gully from a forward last year to a center back this year. And I mean, he certainly has the build for it. At, you know, at 6'5", 240, he's almost linebacker size. You'd expect to be lining up on defense for Wheaton for their football game. But
there you see Mahoney again, just with that physicality, just getting underneath the guy. He gets called for the whistle there, but I don't think Coach Doman's gonna have any issue with that.
Yeah.
Carthage playing a little 1-2. Gully there just to sort of play that safety position, and given he was a forward, he definitely has ball skills. So it's not a situation where you've got a sweeper that's a little tentative to use his feet. He can definitely ball win and start the offense.
Yeah, and that was a great step by him there. So he's really done a good job in his converted position, and a dangerous through ball from Towson there, but just a little bit too much on it.
Yeah, these turf fields, I mean, that ball can really run. So you've got to really watch your pace. And the rate of speed here you're playing at. And any ball that's going to be played just straight up the field has a likelihood of running off the table.
Yep.
Got to get a little check on that ball or work it a little bit towards the corner flag.
Indeed, and you know, we don't want to speak badly of our alma mater here, but the Art Keller turf is probably due for renovation or
Well, yeah, a lot of
here.
games.
It's a little bit old, and you know, they were.
Here comes Carthage. Very cheeky touch here. Put on net, and a goal!
Brilliant finish.
What a brilliant finish! Wow! Ivan Esquivel just with a brilliant ball piped into the corner.
Can we see the
Wow.
replay on that one, please? Wow.
Wow. The crowd
Carthage
is
goal
going
number
wild
24,
here.
Ivan Esquivel.
We got about 350 people here, and they're on their feet for that goal. That was a clever touch at the top of the box. Played twice off his own back heel by Aloiza.
Back heel to
laid
himself
off,
twice.
Laid off, and Esquivel just buries one in the corner, giving no chance to Beard on the back line. Brilliant finish. Really giving Carthage at the 40-minute mark that real energy they need. But one thing to be cautious about, those 2-goal leads are usually what they say the worst goal advantages to have in a soccer game, or hockey for that matter. So you tend to sort of rest a little bit. You tend to let things come at you rather than push the pace of the game. So I don't want to see Carthage play a prevent style here.
Absolutely. Like if Carthage thinks that this game is over, that would be a big mistake on their part. So what we need to see is keep that intensity that they came out with that first 5 minutes, and they get another one and hopefully bury Wheaton. But they cannot let the Thunder get the next goal. That would be very damaging. So that's not going to worry them at all. Ball's played long over the top.
Not really sure what he was thinking there, trying to maybe get someone in a one-on-one spot on the outside wide, but there was no Wheaton player within 20 yards of that play.
Yeah, and we should see the match start to open up a little bit more now, because this is desperation time for Wheaton. I mean, those seniors.
Well, how about that finish though, Greg? I can't. I'm looking
we
right
haven't
down.
seen it back on the replay yet, Tim. I mean, we need to get that back. That was absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, John, and the next ball that goes out of bounds, if we could run that back, that was a brilliant finish, worthy of a replay as soon as we get a stoppage in play.
I think our fans watching back home would appreciate seeing that a second
Here
time
comes
as well.
Mahoney again, getting underneath, using that speed, giving himself a chance Gully unable to sort of stay with Mahoney, but Wheaton able to play a little bunch game and win that ball out. But again, Mahoney is the Energizer Bunny out here. He is just driving, and I think he's given everyone on Carthage a little shot in the arm.
I absolutely agree. I mean, when you have your front players relentlessly pressing that much, it just gives you so much energy and so much belief throughout the rest of the team. You're thinking, if my front players are setting that example, how can I not raise my energy level to match his? So
when they're working that hard to win 1-on-3s, those are just your plays where, you just feed off that energy. So here's again Mahoney. That's the one thing we need to clean up. He does a very good job there, sort of shielding that ball. That first touch, though, if we can get that first touchdown, this guy's got no ceiling if he can get that first touch.
Absolutely.
Ball went back. Let's settle down here, and Carthage playing back up the line. These are one of these giveaways you just don't want to see happen.
Herrera
again,
tracking back well.
Carey with a good job running through that ball. Never know what can happen. Good pressure by Wheaton here, and they will get a throw in in their attacking third. Yeah, it looks like they're going to play the ball back towards midfield. And here comes Agu Biondi, who's been really Wheaton's one real bright spot. Really sort of driving, sort of trying to pick up Wheaton's pace of play, but no one seems to be running with him and Carey, which I think for Wheaton to get on the board, they're going to have to send more guys forward than just those two.
Here comes Gully streaking up the field.
Again, there's those forward, that forward style he was used to. So I guess we'll call that a shot on that. Looked more like a cross, but Justiano having no problem with that. And here comes that replay. Double back heel, wins the ball, and look at that layoff to a one-timer. Definitely put into the corner. That is a brilliant play from Carthage. Thanks for the replay, John. I'm sure the folks at home appreciate it as well. And Carthage back with possession of the ball around midfield. Like to see that ball. Ooh, this is going to be a card. Now, I'm not sure if this is his second one.
No, it's his first.
Is that his first? Call on 28, Reese Pustover. Was that 28?
Yep, I believe so.
Okay, yeah, that is his first. So I know Wheaton's got a couple yellows already, so a little bit of danger time. Cannot afford to go a man down here with 35 or so minutes to play and down 2 goals here in a must-win game for the Thunder. So Carthage will have the kick. We'll see if they play a possession style. They haven't really sent a lot of guys forward here. But it looks like they're going to play the ball up front anyway. And not a bad ball played, easily won by Wheaton. Ooh. And then given back away again, and Carthage back in possession. And here comes Wheaton, Carthage gets to the end line, plays it back across.
Oh.
And all Carthage players inside the 6. It would have been nice to see someone sort of wait that out, knowing that ball was likely going to be cut back, Greg.
Yeah, those late runs from midfield can be deadly on that, but we had some
everybody early.
Too eager to get a goal. A clever ball over the top from Herrera to Montemayor. He traps the ball there. And we've just received word, actually, given our comments about the turf earlier this half, that it's going to be redone this summer. So I guess we weren't the only ones who recognized the turf in need of a bit of a redo.
Well, I'll tell you what, Bob Bond, Dr. Bond, our AD, listens to these broadcasts. I'll tell you what, he's done a lot of great things here. For those that were here in the 90s, this school, this campus, and these athletic facilities are state-of-the-art. And I'm more than proud to bring people back here to show them where I went to school. And a lot of them think that we have some of the greatest facilities, not just in D3, but across the Midwest. So big appreciation for Dr. Bond and those involved in the athletic department and the school overall. So great to hear that we'll be getting new turf. The mates have definitely deserved it. If this season's anything, that should definitely be a reward that they've helped accomplish here. So.
Absolutely.
But we couldn't do any of it without the donations from our alums. So appreciate all that too.
Nice
for
plug
those listening.
No. but he's absolutely right. So Dr. Bond has done some great things for this institution, and I will second that these facilities really are top notch at any level.
Love to have them in the 90s. We didn't have much of any of this. So we always say for those that were here in that during the 90s that hopefully we help lay the foundation and the for everyone to sort of reap the benefits of what's happened to the school in the last 20 years. So just love to see it, love to come back, love to see how well the programs are doing, especially our soccer team, because that's what we came here to do. So this is the cherry on top of the icing here. So.
And there you go again. You see the straight up, the foul being called against the player who jumped higher and won the ball. But like we said, he's being consistent. And back to what you said earlier, you guys in the late 90s absolutely did lay the foundation, and you guys experienced tremendous success in those 1996, 97 seasons, which was very early in the program when Steve Doman started it. And he deserves tremendous.
Big ball played in by Wheaton and slipped on net. Really their first shot on net. But again, I know we don't necessarily agree with all these calls, but the ref has called it the same. He called it consistently. We do not want to be giving up plays inside our own 30.
This is
is that Agu
here.
Bayandi?
It is, and he's already on a yellow card.
Is he on a yellow?
I think he's out. I think he's off.
And he's done.
He's off.
If we could run that back again, looked like that play was done out of haste and frustration. He's a really good player to do something like that, to put your team under a man down with down 2 goals in the game and only 30 or so minutes left. You're the playmaker on the team. Those are selfish moments that you've got to clean up.
Well, I don't think there was any malicious intent from them.
Here's the replay here. Let's see how he comes in at the tackle. Yeah, it sort of throws a free kick. It's a reckless tackle, absolutely.
Cleats jumping in. You can't have too many complaints about that. I'm sure he feels badly about that, but I don't think that there was any malicious intent. But that's going to be a big loss.
You're on a yellow, though. What are you thinking? What's going through your head? You're unlikely to win that ball in the first place.
Yep.
You're already on a yellow, and you know it. Players know when they're on a yellow. I think that's more of a frustration and trying to maybe get his team. Here comes some nifty footwork, and Wheaton does a nice job of staying in front of Herrera there, and Carthage wins it, and Wheaton's going to end up winning it back out. But we'll see what Wheaton's going to be able to do now. Down a man. It'd be hard to send another guy forward.
That'll be a big loss for them, too.
24 for Carthage, unable. Esquivel unable to sort of keep the ears on that one, or he would have been gone. So here comes Towson back up the left side and plays it across.
Calmly dealt with by Gully.
Gully is there again. He seems to be everywhere for Wheaton except on those 2 goals. And a tackle made infamous, I believe, by me. The 2-footed tackle I hear has sort of been outlawed in soccer these days. I don't know what I would have done without that 2-footer back in the day.
You might have racked up the career record for red cards if they'd reffed the games a little bit tighter back then. But yeah, and going back to the red card for Agumbiade, he's kind of been their midfield spark this half. He's been winning a lot of balls with his athleticism and his ability to create attacks for Wheaton. So they're really going to miss him. That's going to be a big hole. So,
see, this is again. Why is Carthage a man up, putting themselves under? It was one of the keys here. Shore up the back. Don't put yourself under. Make Wheaton earn everything they get. Make them take the ball from their end up to your end. Why are we giving the ball away? So imagine that 2-1. That framework and the tenor of this game completely changes.
Absolutely. So it's really important, as we're saying, even with the 2-0 lead, now that it's 2-0 lead with a man up, that they don't think this game is over. They have 31 minutes left for them to really focus, stay disciplined, and see out the job.
And Wheaton sends it in. Going to be played out. Looks like a handball against Wheaton. But again, any foul inside our own 40 on our defensive end of field is a bad foul at this point if the back is to the goal. If they're running on a breakaway or something like that, that's totally different, or a 3v2. Anytime back to goal, there is no sense fouling and sending their biggest players up and giving them free chances at scoring goals. Make them earn everything at this point in the game.
And I'm sure Steve Doman's saying exactly the same thing.
The problem is I can't hear him from over here, so if he's saying it, hopefully they're heeding his warnings or his advice there.
And if you look here, since the red card, Wheaton's actually been playing with a lot more energy and urgency and pace. So it's really like that might have been a foul, but it
looked like it. Might be. But Wheaton definitely. You said no shots on goal in the first half, and now we have 3 shots on goal. Any shot on net has a chance to go in, Greg.
Certainly. So we're going to need Carthage to shore it up a little bit here, regain control of the ball in midfield and do what they were doing so well that led to that 2-goal lead, and see this one out.
I'd like to see the possession that Carthage gets not be with their defense, but be worked around the middle and the midfield, or targeting a player up top like Schofstall or when Mahoney's in, and getting and winning that ball around where they're playing with it right now. Because now it at least takes Wheaton 60 yards to get to goal rather than 25 yards to get to goal. So that really was what Carthage should be working on. So Giles Phillips and the rest of the D-line, their first thought should be to play the ball out of trouble. That's not to say just pound the ball upfield if they don't need to. But if they're under duress, get the ball out. Live the fight another day. Don't try to get too cute with the ball. And make this 2-0 game last or hold up. Looks like Towson coming up the left side there. Again, Wheaton's going to have to press at some point, even though they're down a man. Just up to Carthage to not get caught sending too many guys forward and getting countered.
Oh, unlucky from Bitta there. That was a really
Unlucky.
clever
Try to
flick.
get a little cute. Need a little more pace on that ball. But again, if Wheaton wins the ball there, they have to move it a long way upfield. And here comes Carthage back on a 3v2. And had that ball been played through the legs and not so far out in front of him, he probably gets awarded that penalty. Not to say he didn't get fouled, but that ball was played so far out in front of him, he wasn't going to get on the end of it either way.
Yeah, and we should probably commend the referees. They've done a fantastic job so far. They have a very difficult job.
Greg, is this you? What?
I've matured.
Is this
since
the Greg
my playing
Pignataro I
days.
saw play for 4 years?
It is the one and very same, but
For those in the audience, Greg has never said that during the 4 years he played here or in the indoor games I played with him. I've never heard that. But as a commentator, definitely giving some love to the men in stripes, or nowadays in yellow and green.
Well, somebody handed me a cue card.
Jerseys.
No, I'm kidding, but that certainly should have been called a foul. The referee missed that one. A handful of the shorts.
But
of Aloysius
right now,
there.
Carthage should have fouls in those positions in the field don't matter. Don't get hung up on that. Just get back, finish this game out, and don't get caught up with talking to the refs right now. You're up 2 goals and 1 player at this point in the game. The last thing you need to do is start talking to the ref and getting your head out of the game.
You know, we'll have to check the archives on this, but that may be the first time a Wheaton player has ever been sent off against Carthage. I would bet there's a strong possibility that's the case. Usually it's the other way around.
I would be about 99% sure that we have a Carthage player down. Looks like 29. Am I seeing the number right?
25.
25. Aloysius, Aloysius is the one that laid that ball off.
For the
Okay.
second goal.
Yeah, so
I didn't
definite
see if he
playmaker
was-
here.
I
So
didn't see if he was caught late or what happened, or if there was a clash between his own players, but he doesn't look. Looks to be in a bit of trouble right now.
right now, Coach Dolman, with 26 minutes, has a chance to talk to his team. These rarely happen in the course of a game, so this is almost like a timeout in other sports. So
Yep.
what's he telling his team right now, given he's a man up and 2 goals up with 27 to play?
I think he's telling him to stay focused, stay disciplined, and not to get too excited, not let the moment get ahead of them. I think the players can sense that they're less than a half hour away from going 10-0-0, the perfect record, but that there's still a lot of game left and that they need to keep doing what they've been doing in order to see it out and not let the moment get the best of them.
Now, what kind of thing, 10-0-0? I mean, the fact that ties even count in sports doesn't make any sense to me. So they used to just be 10-0 or 9-0, but is what it is these days. I guess leaving the field without a victor is okay these days. I know not in a tourney-style format where at worst you're going to go into PKs to decide a winner. But yeah, this would be a very sweet redemption for a Carthage team to beat Wheaton not once, but twice in a season, go undefeated, run the table, and win 11 straight games heading into an NCAA tournament. I mean, how does it get better than that, Greg?
It sounds pretty nice.
I mean, I guess it could with wins in the tournament, right?
Better. Wins in the tournament. I mean, I can tell you that no team in the country is going to want to face Carthage in the national tournament. Very, very dangerous. But like we said, they still have about 27 minutes to see this out, so they need to stay focused and get it done.
And what did Coach DeClute from Wheaton say to his mates, given what they're up against right now, down 0-2 and a man short, and it's one of their best playmakers or their real playmaker at this point?
I think the only thing he can say is believe. He would tell them that you have to believe they can get it done, because if any single player on Wheaton has allowed their heads to drop or think that they can't do it, then they're already finished, and you might as well not even play out the rest of this game.
And Jake DeClute, a great player in his own right, played here at Wheaton, played against him on 3 occasions and lost all 3 of those occasions. So he's got a great track record and a great history. I know he was part of at least one national title team, and I think at least one of the other teams went to the final game and I think lost on penalties. So he had a terrific career at Wheaton, and he's not used to seeing his team potentially with a 500 record.
Yeah, no, and he certainly did have quite the career. As we mentioned, Wheaton is one of the premier programs in all of Division III soccer. Proud history of multiple national championships and Final Fours, and certainly the dominant team in the CCIW in terms of titles. So this will hurt them, like their overall record. They're going to take this personally. I can imagine they'd be back with a vengeance next year, and even for the remainder of this game. But
let's win this first before we count them out. So
we
told the team not to do it, so up here we're not going to do that either. So again, Carthage up 2-0, about 26 minutes to play here. Wheaton down a man for those just joining. Wheaton given a red card right around the 35-minute mark. So for the last 10 minutes, they've been playing down a man.
Yep.
So and needing 2 goals. And if you didn't see either one of the Carthage goals in the first half, goal scored by Austin Bitta on a free kick, dead center from about 18 yards out, right on the top of the box. Here comes Wheaton with their biggest chance of the game. Shot on net. Great save by Justiano and played out by Carthage defense. So played out for a goal kick here. Wow, Wheaton's first real attempt here at a chance.
Well, like we said, they've really dialed it up since getting Agubiande sent off. The players have realized that it's on us now. We need to give absolutely everything they got, and you have some seniors out on the field who are realizing that they could be playing the last 25 minutes of their career. So they are not the type of school to go quietly. So I can imagine that this will be a very, very intense remainder of the match.
Yeah, I'd say the same thing's about to happen.
Foul.
Here's another one of those fouls.
Every time, though. That's certainly a foul.
This one is a little deeper, but still, again, no fouls on your side of midfield. If we can shore that up, good chance Carthage comes away with the victory and keeps Wheaton off the scoreboard. So Wheaton trying to work the ball. Know it's going to be difficult because they're finding one fewer guy to sort of work that ball through. Little pressure put on by Bitta on a one-on-one chance with the sweeper. So again, Wheaton back in their own end. This is where you want to keep them. The longer they're in their own end, more time ticks off the clock with Wheaton having fewer opportunities at net.
Heavy pass for Gully there.
See what Gully can do with this. Looks like he's going to have to play the ball long or play it up, and I guess they're going to say that ball is still in bounds. Looked like it was out, but Carthage, no worse for wear, has possession of the ball either way. Ball sent long, but right at Wheaton's keeper, who bobbles it and then regains. Let's see if he steps out of the box. We have a much better look here. And he's notorious for going over that line when he makes a punt. So
I think the ball had left his hands on that one, though, so we'll give him the benefit of the doubt. And I think that was Herrera looking for Marbon, and he wanted to get the ball a little bit wider. Saw what he was trying to do with the outside of the foot there. It just didn't quite come off. So this is where you see like a little bit more possession from Carthage, and that's good. Like they need to maintain their patience, keep probing for weaknesses in Wheaton's defense. Great word, yeah, probing. I mean, that's what they've done on a couple of these opportunities. Is they've gotten in, and look at this, another opportunity. Offside. The entire Carthage team was offside on that ball when it was played across, but another phenomenal individual play by Carthage midfield to sort of create an opportunity, play the ball out wide, and then sent back in the box where guys really got to watch where they're standing and where they are making that run, because any number of guys would have had a chance at goal
had they stayed onside and that ball was played just a bit away from the keeper. And Wheaton back on the attack here inside the Carthage end. Ball shot wide, never really had an opportunity. That was always going wide.
Yep.
And Giussiano should be in no rush to play any of these. So time is on the side of Carthage here. So when that ball goes out,
Great
let's get our
hold-up play by Schaafsal. That's why he's here. Slips a little bit, curse to the commentators. I was just complimenting him there. But you saw his great first touch under pressure, and that's why they have him as the focal point of their attack.
So do you see Mahoney getting back in? Uh-oh. The ball was played back by the feet of the Carthage defender, and Giussiano picked it up and used his hands. So Wheaton's going to be awarded a free kick, an indirect, I believe, inside the box zone, a very dangerous opportunity here for Wheaton.
It's a bit of an interesting call because I can see why he made it because it certainly came off a Carthage player, but there was no intent as a back pass there. So it could have gone either way with that. This is a very dangerous opportunity, and for those watching and may not be familiar with this chance, the ball has to touch at least one player before it struck directly into the net. So if it looks like Max Carey's lining up on this, so if he were to just shoot it directly into the net, the ball would not count. So it's going to be passed to him by a Wheaton player.
And Wheaton's got to play for this. This is not something Coach DeClute doesn't have already drawn up. This is Wheaton's notorious for having some of the most clever free kicks, set pieces as anyone I've seen.
Totally
but that
wasted.
one was not in that category. Not sure what that even was. I don't think a Wheaton player was on the top of the box. And Wheaton's goalie, under pressure from Jorge Triana, had to just play the ball out of bounds. Carthage back in possession. In no rush. Bitta just lets it run. Or that was 20. Montemayor let it run. So here Carthage back in possession. Ball played back upfield. And Wheaton getting a little ambitious, a little aggressive, fouling guys when it's unnecessary. But as Wheaton always does, a customary handshake after the foul. An opportunity for Carthage here. You see a service in. Hate to see Giles Phillips caught up here. So this ball needs to be played in and not immediately countered by Wheaton. So we need to keep a guy here at the 30 to make sure Wheaton just can't dart back upfield.
If you notice, there are at least 3 more Carthage defenders staying behind to kind of compensate for the loss of Giles Phillips up there in the attack.
Phillips just got called for 2 hands to the back of a Wheaton player, so definitely a good call and seen by the referee. But again, Phillips is trying to create something up front, and if you give up the ball in their own box, it's not too big a harm. Ball played forward. This should go right to our goalie, and Phillips plays it out instead. Wonder if Giussiano was calling for that. He didn't come out and really hard charge it. Like to see him just go out and glove that, make his defense feel confident.
You hope his confidence wasn't shaken at all by the back pass because that's one you'd expect him to come out and claim. But Carthage gets away with it. A good clear from Phillips, and then they have the throw in down in their own defensive third.
All right, under 20 to play. Carthage still up 2-0. Wheaton still down a man for those just joining us. So Wheaton red carded about 15, 18 minutes ago. Agu Biondi, their playmaker up the middle, sent off for his second yellow on just a clumsy foul, if you will. Totally unnecessary. Very little chance at making a play. Ball sent out by Wheaton. Wondering if they could have done something a little different, maybe getting a player towards the goal rather than sent towards the corner flag. But nonetheless, they're going to have and be awarded a throw-in here with 18 minutes to play. So not sure if they have a guy like Towson that can throw the ball whip it into the box here.
No, a gully they certainly do.
Well, they have the guy taking the throw that's also the guy you want on the other end of the throw.
Very
so
true, but
one way or the other, you get take him out of the play
you should
here.
watch this one. He probably rivals Towson actually for his depth and on the throw-in.
And Wheaton on the back post with an opportunity and just played wide. That would have changed the entire momentum of this game and the entire texture of play here. Wheaton or Carthage dodges a bullet. Wheaton narrowly puts one in off the throw in the redirect and a volley opportunity on the back post.
Yeah, and some fairly careless marking. Now, see, that one, I'm surprised the referee didn't call a foul on that because it was another case of going up and over the back. But anyway, what we're saying, for as dangerous as Carthage is on the attacking set pieces, on the defensive end, they still are a little bit susceptible. So that's something they're really going to want to sort out and not give Wheaton any chances, because that's going to be one of their best avenues back into the game.
And you see Wheaton here working the ball back upfield. Mahoney has made another appearance here in the match. I think Coach Doman wants to make Wheaton a little uncomfortable in the back, working that ball out, make them play long ball, and make them have to make traps with their back facing Carthage's goal.
Yeah, I agree. The one thing is that you see Triana, you see Mahoney, you see Bitta, you see four Carthage guys pressing the back line, and then when they get broken, Wheaton can counter. That's not something you want to see with only about 15 minutes left in the match with a 2-goal lead. So now, not saying that Carthage should retreat into a defensive shell, but some caution in picking your moments to go forward would certainly be advisable.
Here comes Wheaton up the side, and the ball nicely played out by Carthage for a Wheaton throw-in. Oh, off Wheaton, it looks like it's going to be a Carthage throw-in. So Wheaton, though, this is probably the best they've looked this last sort of, I'd say, 15 minutes, even down a man. They're at least making attempts up the field, trying to work the ball and work into position, or at least have attempts at net. So I wonder why they didn't maybe play like this a little earlier in the game. But now they find themselves down 2-0 and having to do this rather than wanting to.
Agreed, and they probably did come out a little bit tentative, knowing that Carthage was likely to dominate possession and hoping to hit them on the counter, but scoring, I'm sure that their game plan was to get it to halftime at 0-0 and see where they could go from there, so that kind of goes out the window when you have that brilliant free kick by Bitta. But, yeah, you're right. You wonder, given the success they've had in the last 20 minutes, how would they have looked if they came out with 11 men pressing Carthage this hard from the beginning?
And how about the confidence Steve's showing in Montemayor, a freshman, getting a lot of run here in the late goings of the game. I know Steve said he had a great class come in, a lot of young and a lot of energetic players, a lot of new faces, but these guys have really gelled over the course of the season. So it hasn't been without a couple losses that maybe got these guys checked back in.
Yep.
And, they're riding an 11-game win streak. You've got young guys playing in critical stages, can only help their confidence in the rest of the time they're going to have here at Art Keller. And Bitta with an opportunity from about 25 yards out, chested down nicely, ripped on and over the goal. Never really having a chance on net. But I like the play. I like the attack and the presence to get a shot off.
Yeah, but you think Triano was probably asking for him to slip that through on the side. He was wide open because you saw the rare giveaway from Gully there that Bitta was able to take advantage of.
Yeah, Gully has met his match here in maybe not size, but in strength and speed in Mahoney. He's an animal right now. Mahoney is a guy no one on Wheaton's back line wants to face right now. He is putting undue pressure on them, making them just play the ball out.
Yeah, don't let his 5'7" frame fool you. He is extremely strong, extremely quick. He's a nightmare for any defender to face against.
Yeah, here's a big throw, and it's going to be Townsend again. Whipped in, not as deep as he's been putting him in. Nice ball won by Carthage on sort of a tricky play. And here comes Bitta playing it across. And played across again. And Mahoney on the back end tries to do something. Another shot off by Carthage. Unable to get anything really on frame here. Hard to see all the numbers. Apologize from way up here in the box. Ball played in. Wheaton's goalie punches it out rather than catching it. And Wheaton still put under here with Carthage having all the momentum right now. Looking to win a corner, and a clear push down by Wheaton. Overly aggressive, I think a little bit under duress, and just
Bartley not happy with that call, but he can have few complaints. It was a clear two-handed push over.
There's not many clearer fouls than a two-handed push. I can see the frustration, and that's really why you see a lot of those calls. Nothing malicious, but again, just a two-handed push that's going to get called every time. Ball whipped in, sent to the back bar. No one from Carthage there. And here comes Gully out. but the only attacking player making a run upfield is Carey. So Gully and Carey trying to sort of will this team to go forward, but the legs look tired for Wheaton right now. The opportunity to press, not having the ball and having really to work to win the ball makes it that much harder to get up the field when those opportunities present themselves. Here comes Carthage with another chance at a corner kick. I think they're 5th of the game. And you're going to see Towson come in from his back line and whip this ball in. He's going to put a lot of pace on it. Hopefully we can get a guy to either slip this if it's short or be on that back bar. That last one was a very clever corner that we didn't have anyone there on the back bar at all. And here comes the kick in. Sent long. And we do have Phillips on the back. A great header by Giles Phillips, saved by Beard, the Wheaton goalie, right on the goal line. And a ball shot in. And another half volley. Carthage taking another shot on net. That's got to be at least 10 for the game, which is a ton of offense here for the Redmen. 2 goals with 10 shots on frame, I believe.
No, my apologies. I think that might have been either Escobar or Triana instead of Herrera, but some physical play by Wheaton there. Releases
Here comes Mahoney.
Certainly he's going to keep that in. Oh.
Well, he definitely kept it in. Probably had a chance to actually settle it, but all his momentum going forward and probably carries him over the end line. But again, the ball played up. Carthage putting pressure on, and that pressure is not letting Wheaton release up the field at all. They're still sending 7 guys back with only 1 or 2 guys north of their own 40-yard line. It's going to take a lot more than that to get them over the hump and into Carthage's attacking third, or defensive third. And Phillips wins another ball at the 45. Played up to Mahoney very nicely by Bitta. Played out to Triana on the outside. He's going to play the ball back. Looks like he got taken down, and there is the call. Hard to hear the whistle from up here. We're going to have to move this to a on-field type of a booth next time. Let us really feel the game a little bit. Maybe
after they redo the turf, they can upgrade our accommodations.
That would be great. Dr. Bond, if you're listening, the accommodations for the commentators get us to more field level, better view of the action here. So. Not to say this action is actually really good. It's just hard to see the numbers from the players here as we broadcast. And here's another chance for Bitta. Wow. Bitta still no reason to stop play. He still had him beat. Still was going to be on the other end of that ball. That's what I'm talking about. When you can't get caught up with what the officials are calling, just keep playing through everything.
Agreed.
And here comes Bitta, and now he wins. And can he get the ball? Oh. It was a cheeky effort with his right foot. Looked like he could have
saved by Beard.
It was a fantastic save. Looked like Bitta could have done a little bit better with that. A quality player like him, to not elevate or to maybe not play the ball to his open hip side, his right side, I think sort of cost him a better chance at the 8x24 frame there.
But if it goes in, he looks like a genius, so we'll cut him a little bit of slack there.
And, oh, wow, another win by Carthage here. Looks like 23, Matt Royale wins that header and just sails it wide of net. We are down under 9 minutes, Greg. Carthage has to withstand a flurry by Wheaton that you'll probably see here in the last 9 minutes. That's if Wheaton can actually possess the ball for more than 10 seconds at a time here. And they've really struggled to do that here in the late goings of this game.
Yeah, these last 10 minutes you've really seen Carthage exert their man advantage, and you would have thought that they were probably going to do that earlier in the match. But, oh, what a ball by Bitta, but easily caught by Beard in the end. And now Carthage
Mahoney was on side, too. He made sure of it. He looked back, checked with the linesman, which might have cost him that extra step. Doubtful he was going to get on the end of that. Ball played just a hair too long for Carthage to get on the end. But here's again that pressure from Mahoney. And he beats the goalie. Can he get it across? He can't, but it's going to be a corner. It's actually going to be called a throw-in, although the goalie and Mahoney know it was touched by Beard, the goalie.
I think the referees got that one wrong.
They definitely both got that wrong, but odd that Mahoney didn't try to get to the end line and just scissors that ball back in.
He's certainly quick enough that I think he could have gotten there and squared it back.
He is a one-man wrecking crew, though, right now.
He is. The Wheaton defenders are going to be glad for the game to be over to not see any more of him. But yeah, like you said, we would have thought that he would probably been quick enough to get there and cut it back for an easy tap in, but
looks like Mahoney's coming out of the game. Schaufstall back in. Not sure. Coach Doman looks like he's asking Mahoney why he didn't continue to play that ball. I think we've seen that twice now in the last minute. Bitta beating a defender, definitely getting grabbed and held, but still got in front of the defender, had a chance to carry on with play, and decided to look back at the ref. And this time Mahoney, with all his speed and all he's done, has a chance, it looks like, to maybe save that ball at the end line and just play it across for a easily tucked-in goal. Maybe didn't run through it, and Coach Doman is letting him know about it, which is great.
Yeah.
And here we have another chance. We'd hate to see one go in the last 7 minutes, change that tenor of the game. Here's Gully. He's going to play it back, and Wheaton's going to play it forward.
Interesting choice there.
Ball knocked back to the Wheaton side of the field.
When you have the weapon to throw it with 35 yards at pace, you don't want to see them wasted. So I'm not sure what the thought was there, but great clear leads to possibly
brilliant clear. Carthage definitely getting held. That ball's called. Wheaton defender knew exactly what he was doing there.
That's a smart foul, and he's very lucky.
So Reed Bartley's not a pretty smart player. He knew he was going to be beat on that, and likely that ball was going to be laid back, and Carthage likely on an attack with a 3v2, 4v3 type of situation. Bartley made the right play there. You're not going to give that up. You're not going to get a Carcass back to the goal. You're sort of just bodying up rather than committing a foul that might have had to happen had Carthage turned on it. Here comes Phillips with a chance at net. Hits it right into the wall and sends it back out wide here. And Montemayor sends it across, but doesn't get any lift on the ball. Phillips wins the ball back. There's a little problem with the ball on the turf. And here comes Carthage. Brilliant moves. Oh, wow, that's going to be a card. There was no attempt to play the ball there by number 25, Cedric.
Another red card for Wheaton.
Kamellison knew exactly what he was doing. Brilliant use of footwork by Marbon for Carthage. I mean, absolutely stunning footwork on the side here. Looked like he was going to play it back. Recognized he had no one back there to play it to. Did a great turn. Used his body. Played it past. And Wheaton's defender just takes him down. Very reckless on that foul. Nothing that's going to injure a player, but it's just reckless from behind.
Well, and it's rare to see a Wheaton team lose their discipline so thoroughly like this. They usually like to say that they hold themselves to a higher standard in terms of conduct.
Certainly.
So it's rare to see them get 2 red cards, both fully deserved. So we'll see what the referee's got to make sure the match doesn't get ugly from here.
I mean, Wheaton down 2 men right now. They're going to have only 1 player basically forward. So right now, again, Carthage's job is not to win the game 3-0. It's not to give up a goal and make the game dicier down the stretch than it needs to be. Wheaton could still be dangerous. Soccer ball has a tendency to find people at the most inconspicuous times here. So here's a chance again. Now Wheaton on a run. All of a sudden they've sent Gully forward here to see if they can't get something to happen.
Well,
not a bad opportunity there for Wheaton, just played a little bit long.
Yeah, now's the time to gamble. I mean, it really is now or never for them.
I think that time to gamble was probably in the first half, given the given their record and given what they need this game a lot more than Carthage. I was actually really surprised. And again, we see the goalie that time. Would you say he was at least 2 feet out of the box when he played it forward?
Just like the referee, I think I missed it that time. So.
I mean, it's about as obvious. Here's again. This could change a little bit here, and now we're going to see a yellow card or a stoppage of clock. Carthage plays the ball after the foul is awarded. These are the last things you need. Wheaton player not in that dangerous of a position now creates a situation where they're overly dangerous now, making this very hard on Justiano in the back. Your defenders are on their heels. Your goalie's coming out, but the Wheaton players are going to be attacking the net with full force and full vengeance here. So here we're going to see number 2, Andrew Wade's going to put the ball in. He's going to probably try to find the head of Gully. The ball on net, thrown right into the corner. Wheaton down 2 men on a dead ball struck by Max Carey. A brilliant shot into the corner.
Wheaton goal number 21, Max
yards
Carey.
Out. And now Carthage all of a sudden has to play a little bit more defensive here with 4:30 to play. What do you make of that, Greg?
That was absolutely brilliant finish, and the second free kick that he scored against Carthage this year. I mean, really just rifled it into the bottom corner.
That was a deep shot, never got even off the ground. And now Carthage for 4.5 minutes, everything, all of a sudden you're biting your fingernails now, whereas before you were very comfortable. This is how quickly that 2-goal lead can change, and the complexity of the game just got a lot harder for Carthage here.
You're absolutely correct. So, I mean, with the 2-man advantage, you'd really think that they want to that they'd want to stay strong here and give it everything they got with the last 4 minutes.
Do you recall the 2 things I mentioned? The 3 things I said, keys to the game here for those Carthage fans that didn't hear us at the beginning of the game. And here's another potential opportunity with Wheaton going. The last thing we want to do is create a foul here. Wheaton offsides, but again on attack. Down 2 men and getting attacked. But we said before the game, shore up the back. Don't put our team under on our own. And no silly fouls in the defensive third. You saw all 3 of those things come to fruition with under 5 minutes to play in a 2-goal game where you're up by 2 men. Those are situations you've got to clean up if you have visions of grandeur here in the NC2As.
Yeah, really would have been nice for Carthage to get a shutout against their old rival Wheaton going into the NCAA tournament. Give them a lot of confidence going forward. Obviously, that's not going to happen now, but we'll see what they can do to see it out for the last 3 minutes. I think the crowd's waking up a little bit here.
The crowd is definitely back into the game, and it wasn't because of a Carthage goal. It was because all of a sudden they're off their hands because everything matters now. So we have 3 minutes to play here, just under 3 minutes. Throw in Carthage. Their job is to keep the ball in Wheaton's end. That's all they need to do here. Every ball should be played up to the corner flags right now. Possession, even if you choose right now to play the ball to corner flags versus possessing the ball. You need to win balls in the middle and keep playing them forward. Yep. Right now, Bitta with the chance. We need to stay on sides. Bitta, nothing crazy here in the middle.
There
we go. This is smart soccer right here.
Away with it. And now
this is smart soccer. Get the ball back upfield. Don't throw too many players forward.
Making that 2-man advantage.
Get it out wide. And there's Bitta with the chance, and he's going to be ruled off sides. He finishes anyway and likely going to...
I think he might get a yellow card.
Get a yellow card? No, the ref is going to be not award him a yellow card, but stop the clock for the ball being sent into the net after the call.
Not restarting yet. Oh, now it's back. It's back going.
Again, very smart. We need to start working up top and making things uncomfortable for the Wheaton back line, not letting them possess very easily. And there was a chance at doing that. And Carthage needs to get back in and fill. And here comes Carthage with an opportunity and a breakaway. And skied over the crossbar with a chance to put the game on ice, Greg. That was a beautiful play by Bitta to settle it, play it forward, and just unfortunate Carthage couldn't finish and put Wheaton under and out of the game.
Yeah, you hate to see a chance go begging like that.
Oh, and here comes Gully with an opportunity, wins the ball, plays it back to Carey, and Carey's shot's going to go wide. But again, down 2 men, still pressing forward here.
Now,
we've got an injured Carthage player.
That wasn't a foul from Gully on Rohel, and he must really be feeling it a little bit because he's got to know that if he stays down, the clock is going to stop.
Right.
Whereas if he gets up and limps it off a little bit, then maybe we can see out this remaining minute 18. But you got to hope that he's okay because he's been a key player for them.
Yeah, Noah Gully, the senior, is not going to go out without giving it his all here. This is his last game potentially in a Wheaton Thunder uniform. So having made that switch from forward to sweeper, and now he's seeing himself back up at forward with a chance to continue his season here and try to get Wheaton to get that automatic qualifier. If they can tie one in the last minute and a half here, send this game to overtime and either win it in OT or take it to shootout is really Wheaton's last hope here. And ball's going to be played back in by Justiano. Sent back upfield. Again, Carthage's job is to get on the end of every one of these. Win either the first or second ball. And Phillips does the right thing by pounding that ball up. Make your forwards win going forward and make their players with their back turned just hoist
1 minute
the ball
remaining.
upfield. We've been calling that all day, and the first time we don't see it called when Carthage could really use it. Here comes Wheaton up the right side.
No foul called.
And no foul called. Wow. It's surprising given some of the calls we've seen here late in the game. That looked like it might have been a foul, but we'll take it. Here comes Carey again. Back turn, no fouls. Last thing we want to do is foul. Win that ball forward. Get to the corner flag. Get to the corner flag.
Get to the corner flag is absolutely right.
Get to the corner flag. Oh, no. We don't want that ball won. 26 seconds left here. Bidda, not the worst play in the world, except for the play away. The clock stops anyway. No sense getting a yellow card.
Well, so they changed the rules within the last few years, I think, within the last 5
22
minutes.
seconds left, Greg.
Within the last 5 minutes, the clock stops no matter what.
We're on our feet here in the box.
Leaning over into the stadium.
They're throwing Beard forward. The goalie for Wheaton, Beard, is now going into the box to see if he can't help Wheaton get on the other end of this. Hopefully Carthage can send this ball away and out of trouble with the big ball out. And
Schofstall all alone. Can he ice the cake? Oh, but
that ball is
10,
a run.
9, 8, 7,
And folks,
6,
your
5,
CCIW regular
4,
season champions
3,
and
2,
tournament champions, your Carthage College Redmen. Congratulations to Coach Doman and the boys. A phenomenal campaign. 11 wins in a row.
They made us sweat at the end there. We thought it would be a little bit more comfortable than that, seeing it out. 5 minutes left, 2 goals up, 2 men up. But in true Carthage fashion, they made us sweat. But they got it done in the end. And now they take that 18-3 record into the NCAA tournament with the automatic bid. And you got to think, with a record like that and their strength of schedule of close to 600
we've got to see a home
well,
game or so here on this pitch for the NC2As.
You wouldn't
It'll be a proud moment on the program's history here.
You would not be surprised to see them host the match. So
we'll stay up here for just a couple minutes here, just as we see the players shake hands with the refs. See that presentation get awarded to Carthage, much deserved. Hang on just a minute. Watch the ceremony, or at least see the team sort of celebrate and get that opportunity to hug each other. It was a long year, one where they've played 21 games and won 18 of them, which is remarkable. Definitely the best seasons in the school's history.
I would say so. 11
wins to round out the season. Proud moment for AD Bob Bond, for head coach Steve Doman, for the assistants, C.J. Bachman. I know we did a whole list of them. It's hard to remember everyone. Sean Bachman, and give me some of the other guys that are just going to have some real proud moments here.
Well, yeah, and I know Jordan Innes has been a big help, but this is fantastic for Carthage. This is their second CCIW, winning both the regular season and
but
undefeated. As they come out to greet the fans.
And there they are, some guys with the shirts off. You can tell they played a game versus us being up in the booth. I've got a full sweatshirt on and freezing, but the boys played a remarkable game and a remarkable season. So any closing thoughts, Greg, as we wind it down here?
Just absolutely been a joy to watch these boys this season. It's fantastic to see Carthage live up to the potential that they've had for many years. They really can and should be a regional powerhouse every single year, and so it's fantastic to see the job that Steve Doman has done with this team. And I hope that they enjoy this moment, because having been down there in 2011, the first class to win a double.
Oh, there you go.
Might I throw that in
there?
Yeah,
absolutely.
That's a moment they'll never forget for the rest of their lives.
Well, I've got to say it's been an honor up here to do this broadcast with you. Hopefully those on the that weren't able to make it out here to Art Keller enjoyed the broadcast. I know you enjoyed the outcome of the game. Shout out to to the team, to the coach, to the everyone in the athletic department here. I know this is a
fantastic video staff up here who are able to bring this wonderful presentation.
This is great.
To you.
Some of the
really
replays, maybe they could hit us with a couple of the all three of the goals here on our way out. And again, we've never seen a season like this. You had mentioned before I had one very similar, but we didn't have chances in conference titles. You were there was no chance making NC2As unless you were well known and ranked at the time.
Yeah,
so
a good bit of trivia for those of you watching there. The CCIW tournament with the automatic qualifier did not start until the year 2002. So all of the fantastic Carthage players that we've had prior to those years, unfortunately, didn't get a chance to experience memories like this, or I'm sure maybe you would have. I'm sure that 96 team would have had, you guys would have had a shot at the very least.
We had a chance. That was but this is, I think anyone that was on that team, anyone listening, anyone that played for Coach Doman here, went to this school, this is a proud moment for everybody. I think we all sort of feel ourselves back on that field and wanted to know what it was like to, not just win a title, but to beat Wheaton. I didn't get to do that. So this and seeing how we've sort of turned that tide of a constant loss to, whether it was by 6 goals or then by a goal, to now being on the other end and make every one of these games could go either way. It just shows you how far the program's come in the 20 years or 20 or so years it's been around. So phenomenal job by Coach Doman. Proud moment, and you can see the trophy down there on about the 30-yard line here. And the players are going to be awarded it.
And you mentioned Carthage's history against.
Now for the presentation of the 2016 CCIW Men's Soccer Tournament Championship Trophy. At this time, we ask Carthage's captains to step forward and receive the trophy. From CCIW Assistant Commissioner Mike Krisman.
All right, this is Tim and Greg signing off. We'll catch you at the next game. Go Carthage.
The Redmen won the CCIW tournament title with a record of 18-3 overall and 8-0 in the CCIW, and earned the CCIW's automatic chance to the NCAA Division III National Tournament with dates and locations yet to be determined. Congratulations, Carthage College, the 2016 CCIW Men's Soccer Tournament champions.